kitten is getting here tomorrow. I think you're more excited than Sarah is.
I love kittens. And Grady's going to have like a little tiny buddy that he's not going to know what to do with. And it's going to be so cute.
Grady is not very good at being a cat. He doesn't chase laser pointers. He doesn't do boxes. He kind of likes the feather on a string toy, but not much else. Maybe
the kitten will teach him how to cat.
His favorite game is to yell at one of us and lead us to the kitchen and then stand in the kitchen and yell at us. He doesn't get fed in the kitchen. He doesn't get his
also Simba's favorite game, but we keep the treats in the kitchen.
No. I don't know why he does. Sometimes he drinks from the water, but he doesn't. I don't know why he does this.
Have you considered that there's might be a ghost in your kitchen that he is trying to alert you to?
Well, no, Tara, because this isn't, an M. Night Shyamalan film.
Look, I'm just saying, cats can see he can't. Simba was the first one that knew Dan had cancer. I never told you that?
No.
Around about a year ago, Simba became obsessed with sitting on Dan, specifically like across his abdomen. He just had to be, and like to the point where he would ignore me. He had to be on Dan as much as possible. Next thing you know, Dan has pancreatic cancer. And like literally he was compulsive about this. Like if Dan would not let him sit on him, he would just pace up and down the house freaking out. Now that Dan is done with his cancer treatment, Simba still likes sitting on like his shoulder, but if Dan says no, he'll come and sit with me.
Well, have you also considered maybe that Simba is radioactive?
I've considered that he might actually be a flurkin. But cats can smell things like that. Like my mom had a cat who knew when her blood sugar was low and would just nag her until she ate something. Like cats can smell things on a level we can't. So we honestly think that he like something in Dan's blood smelled different. That I'm not, this is not new agey bullshit. This is science. Cats can smell things. They can. You're looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm not. It's a true.
There are times in life when I wish I could just bring up a reaction GIF in real life.
Literally, we said this to all of Dan's doctors, and they were like, yeah, we've heard that before, like cats, that your cat knows something's wrong before we do.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Dottie. And now that Dan is done with cancer treatment, Simba will happily sit with me again. He knew something was up. So I'm just saying, if Grady likes to yell at your kitchen...
Done with cancer treatments. Sorry, I heard my name, so I lost it.
I'm just saying, you might want to salt the room. It couldn't hurt.
Or he's just a little... Oh, let's just get into it, because this week is...
I mean, last week we thought we had a light week.
Yeah.
For one, we're in bull day. And two, YouTube is very angry at us because apparently glitter is attempted murder.
Well, I didn't know that there's such a thing as a vagina pass.
Yeah.
I didn't know. How does that work? Do you have to, is that an annual fee?
I think it just costs me about 25% of my earned wages. Y'all don't know how many times I do this show with a blind spot because there is glitter in my eye. So all of you that are like, but if glitter gets in your eye, it could get on your optic nerve and you could die. You know what the odds of that are? They're low.
Anyway. Each week, Catherine, Brady, Dead Air audience go out in the worldwide interwebs, find all sorts of horrible shit. Back here for a segment we like to call What the Fuck Is Wrong With You? And this week, we have had questions on the show when certain things happen because we don't understand the logistics behind it. Tara and I will be sitting here going, how could that possibly? But this week, it's so oddly specific, it's amazing. This week, we finally have the answer to the logistics of one of the burning questions on how this could have happened, because we got video. And I'm building it up. I know. I have to, maybe if I put it on there it is. Let's go to the video right now so I can show you what's going on. I'll give you the link here. All right. So, we've often wondered how someone can steal a guitar by putting it down their pants. And now we get to see it in action here in Toronto. And if you're curious about what kind of guitar this is a 60th anniversary Gibson Les Paul 59 recreation. And you're watching him.
He's doing it sitting down.
You're like,
I would do that standing up.
And now he's just casually going back to looking at the like, oh, I guess maybe the acoustic is just a. All right. So, man who allegedly stole $8,000 guitar by hiding it in his pants, sought by police north of Toronto. Damn.
Answers the question, why does the guitar gently weep?
It's in your pants. People are like, I saw it happen. I still don't know how he did it.
I mean, I assume I don't know guitar terms. I assume the long skinny part went down the pant leg
neck.
And then the big wide part went up the shirt.
The body.
Yes.
York Regional Police are searching for a man who they say stole an $8,000 guitar from a music store north of Toronto last month by hiding it down his pants. In a news release issued Wednesday, investigators said they are aware of the alleged theft December 30th from a Richmond Hill music store located in the area of Leslie Street, south of Elgin Mills Road. This is this happens a lot. I get a story in, I have to look at it and go, wait, didn't we already? No, we didn't. Because the last time was in Nashville.
It's fucking weird ones too.
The guitar, the Gibson Custom Shop 60th Anniversary 59 Les Paul Standard Electric Guitar is valued at approximately $8,000. Now, I'm going to take a moment and be a geek about this. Guitarists are stupid. And I say this as a guitarist. Because we have this strange belief in a thing called mojo. The idea that the gear will make us sound better. And to some extent, it is true. You have to have a quality instrument that'll stay in tune properly, that won't, when you play a string, it won't buzz on the neck. Something built well that's not going to fall apart, and the electronics are good and whatnot, sure. But it goes beyond that. It's this weird idea that a certain special kind of guitar has this oomph, this strange spirit to it.
Like it'll turn you into Brian May.
Yeah, kind of. The 59 Les Paul is one of those guitars that is super. It's one of the most expensive guitars in the world. You can find them going for like $100,000 and such. The reason is, actually more than that. They only made like a few hundred of them because Gibson was not having a good time in 59. So I think there's like 400 or 500 in existence. So people can't get a hold of those unless you're super wealthy. Jason Isbell has one of them. just to tell you how crazy this is such a dude thing. Tara, each one of them has a name based on how it looks.
Are they all girls' names?
No, Jason Isbell's is called the Red Eye because it has a dimple in the thing. Anyway, so what the companies do to play into this is they make reissues. And they build the guitar the way it was in 1959.
Okay, I was like, do they just make new ones and charge that price? Because
well, yeah, it's kind of the same way. They are making new ones based on the old ones that are decent enough instruments. But I swear, this is not an $8,000 guitar. It really isn't. It's not.
He was just sticking it to the man by sticking it in his pants.
Possibly, yes. So yeah, it's if anyone has any information on this dude who put a guitar in his pants, you can call Crime Stoppers in Canada. Tell him he has a guitar in his pants. So
if you see a guy walking, like he has a peg leg, and every time he takes a step, it goes twang. Call the police. That is not, in fact, a new STD or a new COVID variant.
I promise you, just putting it in his pants, that knocks a grand right off the top.
You know, you can say that of most things. Almost anything, once you shove it down your pants, it loses some value.
Yes. Next up,
Buddy, what are you doing up there today? Could you make more noise?
Now this is going to be a little bit of a plug here. Did you see Dan Olson, Foldable Human on Twitter? He's also on the YouTube. Did you see his new one, Line Goes Up? Which is about he does, and it's remarkable, the research and everything he went into. He did a 2-hour video about crypto and NFTs and all of it, and it is so thorough and so interesting. And you should watch it. This is a plug. If you're out there and you're on YouTube, go and look it up, because if you don't understand this stupid shit, he will very patiently explain it to you and why it's incredibly stupid. And the reason I'm talking about this is not just a plug that he made a very good video and does incredible work. Great guy. But you know what? You might even want to pause the video here if you're like, what's an NFT? And go watch it, because you'll need a little bit of a primer to understand just how horrific this next story is.
Ah, Dottie.
French surgeon tries selling Bataclan victims' X-ray as an NFT. Senior doctor working at a public hospital in Paris faces litigation for trying to sell an X-ray as digital artwork. The public hospitals in Paris slammed the move as disgraceful and scandalous. Senior French surgeon is facing legal action for allegedly trying to sell a patient's X-ray as a so-called NFT digital image. That's not how it works, but without permission. French online investigative publication Mediapart first reported the incident on its website. The image in question is an X-ray of one of the survivors of a 2015 Bataclan theater siege. It shows the forearm of the victim with a bullet embedded in it. It's just like, no. The image was placed on sale on a website in NFT sales for the price tag of $2,776.
Of HIPAA in France.
They probably have some sort of medical privacy, yes.
Because that would be hella illegal to do here.
It's probably hella illegal to do there as well. Now, if in case you are new to this and you've been hearing this term and you wonder why everyone's so upset about it, I'm going to very briefly, very quickly, because we have more shit to get into tonight, try and explain this. Have you ever heard the expression, I'd like to sell you a bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. Now imagine, instead of selling you a bridge, I sell you a receipt for a picture of the bridge that says you own the bridge. But that's it. It's not filed in a contract. There's no legal stuff for it. You own the bridge. And if someone else came along, they could go, I'm going to sell you this picture of a bridge. And it's unique. You're the only person who owns this receipt. Because that's what you're buying. You're buying a receipt. You're not buying a thing. You're buying a receipt. So already
You're buying
this is
the concept of a thing.
And you're paying for it with the death of our species, slowly and painfully. Because in order to do this, you have to put it on the blockchain, which requires a transaction, and that requires a fee. And any kind of transaction on the blockchain means some fucking computer has to solve a puzzle, which causes tremendous fucking amounts of energy to be used. That's how it works. It's all stupid. It's all fucking stupid. And that's what this doctor shot that. This doctor was like, you know what? I'm a doctor. I'm one of the most highly skilled and called for professions on the planet. I think I'm going to risk my entire practice, my reputation, by selling someone a receipt for a memento of
You
one
want to
of...
throw your prickly ball at me now?
Yes. This fucking guy. The fucking audacity.
Yeah, but like Matt Damon told him to.
Fucking Matt Damon.
NFTs, I don't get it, but I
don't
know
get it
that
either.
it's dumb.
Well, yes, it is
And
dumb.
I know that at least some of the people who tell me that my Funko Pops are a waste of money are into crypto.
Yeah.
And at least I have the piece of plastic.
Right. That is your piece of plastic.
Carter.
If you want to go on eBay and put the piece of plastic up there, you can, and you get money for it, and someone
I
else...
take them out of the box.
What?
I take them out of the box.
Well, someone else will get the piece of plastic, and you will get money. And the piece of plastic will exist. Because it is a thing.
Like, we're literally exchanging money for nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
We're at the point in most sci-fi literature where either the aliens come and take over or like the apes rise up.
We are a vomitorium away from a decline and fall. That's all I'm going to say. And in before we get comments about actually vomitoriums that wasn't a real thing. Shut up. Next up, from Florida. No, this is Georgia, which is Georgia's kind of like it's nearby Florida, and it's getting it's picked up an infection.
Isn't that a band?
What?
Georgia, Florida line?
Something like that, yeah.
Isn't that a shitty country band?
Maybe. Hi, Grady. How you doing? What's up, pal?
He's like, I heard Dottie is kicking up a ruckus, and I want attention too. Dottie, seriously.
Hi, Grady, butt.
I don't know if you can see her because she blends in with the hutch.
We can't see or hear her, Tara.
Oh, you can't hear her?
No.
Okay. Because she was stomping around, then she was eating as loudly as possible, and then throwing crinkly balls off.
We can't. It's fine.
Okay, good.
Next up, this is Georgia. And I've seen people try and explain this away as, well, it's a thought experiment. You have to teach them how to think, come away around problems. And that's true. You do have to teach kids ways to think around problems or think of things from a different perspective. But maybe, just maybe, you don't need to do so with genocide. School asks 9-year-olds to explain why native genocide helped America grow and prosper. For a homework assignment, Georgia Cyber Academy asked 9-year-olds to write a letter to then President Andrew Jackson from the perspective of an American settler, explaining why the removal of the native Cherokee population would help the United States.
I'm concerned that someone made it to the point where you're a professional educator and never figured out why this is not okay.
Never did. No, but you have to learn to think different ways. You have to put yourself in other people's shoes. And you have to come up with ideas of why this happened. No. No.
What if you teach them how to put themselves in the shoes of the Cherokee, who got totally fucked over?
Yeah. But that actually that's becoming illegal in places to do that.
Yeah.
Failed state. Anyway, the fuck? How? Yeah, it's mind blowing that someone went, this is a good plan. This will teach them things. Yes, it will.
When I lived with my sister, my nephew was 9, and I would often help him with his homework if they were not home or busy. If that kid brought home this assignment, Aunt Tara would have had some opinions.
When the principal walked into school the next day and turned on their computer, it was just, I'm pretty sure the emails were like 3D coming out of the fucking screen.
Because also, it is not inconceivable that you could have Cherokee children in that class. I'm from fucking Long Island. I live in Colorado. We don't stay in the same place anymore.
No. It just...
Jesus Christ. What they are creating is a fine next generation of internet devil's advocate edgelords.
Yes. That everything, you have to be able to think about things from all sides to reason it out and have a debate. No.
It's called critical thinking.
No. You don't debate everything. You don't.
No.
You don't. Some things are just genocide bad. We don't do that. There, the end. Debate over.
Now you're going to sit and stare at me? You're just kicking up a ruckus and nobody can see you. Come here.
She's not going to stay.
Come here, you little miscreant.
She's not going to stay.
Say hi. She's going to growl at me is what she's going to do, because she does not like hugs. She is not a hugger, are you? Even if I squit your belly, which you love. I mean, you wanted attention.
Release me.
Can you see the hate?
Yep, I see the ears back. I see the paw just pushing against you.
Look at the face. I know. I'm sorry. I love you.
Let me go.
She's not a hugger.
Let's move on to something else. Let's move on to some later stuff. Hey, have you ever been? You know about how the checkout counter works? They have items there. They're like, oh, I might want a candy bar. Sure. You get to the checkout counter, last minute things. You're like, yeah, I think I might grab that. Impulse buys. That's right. And that's for a soda. That's for some of those crappy earphones.
Candy bar.
You know what that's
shitty
not?
magazines.
You know what that's not for? A fucking child. Texas woman arrested. Look on Tara's face.
I don't understand the sentence.
Texas woman arrested for allegedly trying to purchase child at Walmart checkout. Let's get that mugshot up. Oh, she's got that I did nothing wrong look on her face. Rebecca Taylor, 49, is charged with sale or purchase of a child, a third-degree felony. According to a report from KSAT's sister station, KPRC, Rebecca Taylor, 49, came up to the woman's shopping cart in the checkout line. This cart had 2 children inside at the time. Taylor started making comments about one of the woman's 2 children before allegedly asking if she could buy him for $250,000. The mother refused her offer, and Taylor pressed further. She increased the offer to $500,000 and allegedly threatened to take the infant. Deputies say the mother still refused, was able to leave the store with her children safely. That's when she notified the authorities of what happened. She was arrested and charged with the sale or purchase of a child, third-degree felony in Texas. Record shows she was released.
To be fair, if there was a state where this was legal, I would guess Texas.
Yeah. That does kind of make sense, yeah.
And I mean, I know they say you can get anything at Walmart, but I can't even imagine how I would react. Like, neither of us have children, but
no.
Can you even begin to fathom what the way your brain would fucking blue screen if someone just walked up and was like, "Hey, can I buy your kid? It's a good-looking kid."
How much for the women? How much for the little girl? If people get that reference, I'm going to be very pleased with it. But it's and that is a mugshot that says, "Fuck you, I did nothing wrong."
That is a mugshot that says my middle name is fucking Audacity.
Is that a leopard? That's a leopard print. Of course, it's a fucking leopard print.
Look, I rock a lot of leopard print. But the leopard print plus the roots, plus the hairdo, plus the smirk.
Yeah.
You just walked up to somebody in a public place and were like, "Hey, how much for the kid?"
And that's the thing that's blowing my mind, because there are people, there's a checkout people, there's other people in the line. Everyone's just standing there.
You call those in the legal system? Witnesses.
You don't fuck.
Like, is it your first day on Earth?
Who raised you? You need to sue them. They did it wrong.
You did a bad job. Or I was right about the aliens, and she's the fuck up on the away team.
Fuck you, lady.
I just get the fucking brass ones that would take.
Like, what was going to happen? Oh, 500? Yeah, Tommy, I'm sorry, Mom's got to let you go. That's the mortgage right there, hon. I'm sorry.
Also, like, what was going to be the arrangement there? Did you have that cash on you?
We're going to write out a personal check for $500,000.
Right. Or we're going to have like an installment plan where you get the kid one limb at a time?
Where you're going to put him on layaway?
Since I'm just going to go ahead and assume that someone like you probably wanted to eat him.
Next one, it's Arizona. And unintentionally, this is a headline that makes so much sense. It wasn't intended to, but it kind of does. FBI arrests Snowflake Man who refused to give up live grenade. Now, it's from a town called Snowflake.
Say, you're not supposed to take a side, journalism.
But it works either way. A man in the town of Snowflake is in FBI custody, which is the do not fuck around custody, after a live grenade was found in his RV. The Navajo County Sheriff's Office announced the arrest Tuesday of the 61-year-old man. According to the sheriff's officials, they received a call January 2nd about a possible explosive inside the man's home. They spoke to the man, who admitted to possessing a live grenade. He then threatened to make another one if they seized it. Okay, I want you to think about what your mistake there was.
Yeah.
Because there have been instances where people have had live grenades and they're like, oh, you can't have that. And that's like the end. You tried to be the big man and be like, you take my grenade, I'll just make another one. You can't stop me.
Well, we will come and take that one also.
Actually, no. Once you've said, I will make a grenade,
yeah,
you're done. That's when you get in the little car and we go. That you don't get to tell law enforcement, you take my bomb, I'll just make another bomb. You can't stop me.
No.
Yes. They
can. They literally can.
That is, they can. They absolutely can.
It's like their whole gig.
Yeah, it was Three Roses. Did he claim the Second Amendment? This isn't even a Second Amendment one.
Is it a great idea to drive around in an RV with a live grenade?
No.
Is that safe?
No. I mean, depending on the type of grenade and how they have it set to go off and blah, blah. That's the actual picture of the grenade there.
It has like a wire coming out
of it. It has
which
a
I don't
fuse.
know. Oh.
Yeah, it's a fuse. So it's like an Acme grenade. It doesn't have a pin. He's rigged it with a fuse that you light and run away.
Wile E. Coyote.
And
man was quoted as telling the FBI, I'm gonna get that Roadrunner.
There's a thing with some dudes, especially American dudes, when they cross that 60-year-old threshold, they're like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm old, fuck you. And to some degree that does work. Because, you know, it's like, if you want to wear socks with sandals, go right ahead. You made it to 60.
My dad never wore a seatbelt.
Say what?
And my dad never wore a seatbelt. And they'd pull him over and he'd just grumble at them in his thick ass Irish brogue and they'd let him go because he was old and they couldn't understand what he was saying anyway. So they were like, you know,
I'm going to let you off with a warning this time.
What's your name, sir? Patrick. You know what? Just fucking go. It works for little things, not explosives.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can, you know, we give you some leeway because you're 60 and everything sucks.
You want to wear a seatbelt, man? He made us wear them.
But what we do, we don't give you leeway on explosives. That's okay. Speaking of Ireland, the last one comes from Ireland.
Oh no!
You know how they sometimes will take a foreign movie and remake it America?
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll take American stuff and they'll remake it overseas. Like I found out there was a Korean version of of Life on Mars that was really good, actually. Well, this is not this is not an idea that should have been transplanted. I cannot fucking believe this actually goddamn happened. If I wasn't seeing it in the Independent, I would be questioning it.
I'm getting very worried.
Dead man propped up by two other men in attempt to collect pension at post office.
They tried Waking Ned Divine.
No, they weekended Bernie.
Well, it's also Waking Ned Divine. Have you not seen Waking Ned Divine?
Well, I've not seen. Did Waking Dead Divine involve them actually walking him around?
No,
Like,
it's the dead guy in town wins the lottery, so they pretend to be him to collect the money. But no, they don't actually walk his corpse
they
around.
walked his corpse around.
It's like a mashup.
This is Weekend at Bernie's. This is Weekend at O'Bernie's. A dead man was brought to a post office this morning in an attempt to collect his pension in one of the most bizarre incidents authorities have ever seen. Shocking incident in which the deceased male was propped up by two other men happened at the post office on Staplestown Road in Carlowtown. Staff of the post office immediately became suspicious and contacted emergency service. Law enforcement rushed to the scene. No money was handed over, and it is understood that the deceased man is well known to the two men who moved his body. Local woman living beside the post office told how her daughter witnessed two men carrying a man at the shop. She was leaving my house at the time, and the man looked unwell, and his feet were dragging the ground.
That would work.
The thing is, yeah, they thought this was a good plan.
Sir, your friend is dead. Ah, sure, he's fine. Tell him you're fine. I'm fine.
Okay, they didn't kill him, fortunately, but apparently he was their buddy, and he died, and they thought, well, he's not going to miss the money, is he?
That's the Waking Ned Divine part, because that is exactly the plot of Waking Ned Divine. He dies with the lottery ticket in his hand.
Except this is just the pension.
How much money can that be?
I mean, Billy, I want to go out for a pint. You want to go out for a pint? I mean, our friend's dead. We need a pint, right? Yeah.
Well, the pints are on Mickey tonight.
That's right. It's only fair. It's only fair. That's right. All right, get his arm. And you see, the problem was they didn't get the voodoo guy to make him walk whenever he heard the music. That's the problem. That's how you make it convincing. That's Weekend at Bernie's too.
They made a Weekend at Bernie's too?
You didn't know about Weekend at Bernie's too? Yes.
Is it the same corpse?
Yes, it's the same corpse.
Doesn't he start to smell? I never saw any of those movies.
They're not good. Because the first one was just bad enough where they're trying to. The second one, to keep it going, they introduce voodoo priest that whenever the corpse hears music, it gets up and starts walking.
Hey. Can the voodoo priest do something about the smell?
I don't know. How I just they really thought, oh, he's fine. He's just in his cups. He's fine.
He's had a few too many. That's all.
He's just had a couple. He's fine. He's fine. Say you're fine. You're fine. It's fine. It's fine. He's fine. We're all fine. How are you? Are you fine? Oh, you're fine. We're all fine. Everybody's fine. So anyway, about the check. We're all fine.
That's bold.
I know. There's like, well, what have we got to lose by trying, right? I'm not doing anything else today. Are you doing anything else today? Why not? Let's give it a go.
Yeah. The problem is what you have to lose is your freedom.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly. You didn't kill him, so that's good. But
I think it's probably fraud of some kind.
Yeah.
And you're not really supposed to use bodies as toys.
I'm just astonished by this.
Like, I don't know what the name for that law is, but I'm pretty sure it's not okay.
I am just baffled and astonished. Wow. Wow.
Like, I would have I wouldn't have done this. But wouldn't you at least put him in a wheelchair?
Yeah, that might have, yeah. Just carry it. Oh my God. Oh, so the first
Abuse of a corpse.
abuse of a corpse. Okay, yeah, that's the first thing we learned.
Also, it's just kind of a shitty thing to do.
Yeah, pretty much the plot of any movie in the 80s is not something you should try.
Mm.
Straight up and down, don't do it. Revenge of the Nerds? No. Weekend at Bernie's? No. Just
Definitely not Weird Science.
Weird Science? Fucking no. No. Actually, Weird Science, you'd probably all you'd do is possibly burn your house down. So if you hook up jumper cables to your computer and then to a magazine,
and then to a Barbie doll.
yeah, you're probably just going to cause a fire at worst. It's so, you know, problem solves itself. We've learned that yes, we do still respect our elders in our society to a degree, and that degree is explosives. That's the Rubicon.
It's the line.
Yeah. We've learned that you can't just ask to buy someone's child, Helen.
It's this things you think you don't have to say out loud.
Right? Not
You
everything
can't just ask to buy someone's kid at the Walmart.
We've learned
Hello, this is America.
We've learned kids don't need to know how to debate genocide.
No. It's okay to just tell them that's bad.
Yeah, they don't need to go, but why? Because there's no debate there. There's no fucking debate.
Well, sweetie, if we hadn't killed all the Cherokee, you might not have TikTok.
You know,
Let's not do that.
I was actually in debate. I was in forensics in high school. And that has ruined a generation. Because they think, oh, we can handle everything with debate, and Lincoln Douglas, and blah, blah. No, that's a game. That's not how you handle things in the real world. That's just a fucking game. It's make-believe. You don't decide things that way. You idiot.
I can't get it up if I don't say the words devil's advocate 3 times and then ad hominem.
We've learned that nothing about NFTs is good, and most of it is actually really gross. This is gross. You don't take an X-ray. You're someone's doctor. They trusted you. You're gross. You're fucking gross.
Happens if, like, the thing that really does humanity in is if we all go to war over who owns that gif of the prairie dog.
It's more likely just pictures of monkeys. That's just all those ugly fucking monkey pictures. I'm so sick of the pictures. I'm so sick of the fucking
like
monkey
monkeys.
pictures. I like monkeys. I'm sick of the fucking monkeys.
That's like me saying I'm so sick of hippo pictures. Like, that's a lot for you to say.
And finally, we've learned how you can fit a guitar in your pants.
Finally, we have the logistics there.
Kids, this is news you can use.
But please don't.